Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Concerned Citizen. And yes, I am concerned. My name is Matthew, and today's video, we're going to talk about anti trans hate. And it even can come from the gay community as well. So, I am friends, right, with people on Facebook, and I think many of us who are still on Facebook, right, are who have different political views, right? And I have one particular person who just posts so much hateful shit on Facebook towards Democrats, other people, and specifically trans people. And they're gay. And a lot of people assume that a gay person is automatically going to be very empathetic, liberal. That is not the case. Not all people are cut from the same cloth. We have many experiences that shape us and who we are. And this particular person is severely anti-trans, but buys into the rhetoric about that they're trying to insert themselves into your lives and trying to be intrude and reprogram your children. And trans people, to tell you the truth, just like anybody, doesn't want to be a headline. And people are going to go, that's not true, Matthew. Then why are they, trying to go into our bathrooms and all this stuff? Because they're just trying to be themselves, and because going into a men's bathroom or one which is opposite with the person they identify or appear to be, right, puts them in danger, right? So for me, I'm a gay man, and if a trans person, male, came in to my bathroom, I could care less. You know why? I hate going to the bathroom just in general with other men. And as a gay man, I also have this fear of being accused of being attracted to somebody. And believe me, if you hear someone fart in the bathroom, it's the least attractive thing. You're not going to go, oh my God, he's so hot after he just farted. After I just heard him take a shit. You know, I prefer, to be honest, private bathrooms. I don't want to crap and have my own butt making noises in a bathroom with everyone else hearing it. I rather, have a private stall. That's my preference. So, all this fear and hatred. I saw this person post, that someone said, hey, you know, even despite Trump saying that there's only two genders, that I still believe, despite that, that trans women are women. And a lot of people go, define women. You know, I think that one, trans people have taken hormones, which women do have estrogen, and also have, because of those hormones, developed in ways which are mimicking females. And yes, there are cisgendered women, and that's not to take away from them their struggles that they in the women's rights movement and none of that. This is about being respectful and empathetic. And this gay person, fellow gay person, doesn't have that empathy within them. I've seen it. You know, when they were sick and I posted on Facebook and said, I hope that you feel better. I'm sorry for everything you're going through. And they said, Matthew, I am shocked as a Democrat that you would reach out and express empathy for me in my situation. And I was like, that's because you're believing the lies. Because what they accused people of, and gay people, they say they're not part of the LGBT community, they're not sheep, but they are part of the MAGA community and are sheep to that person. We each have our own tribes that we identify with. And so that's what kind of leads us into creating our core beliefs and our life experiences. But I found it so interesting, the hate that they spew towards gay people. And I believe that there's something in them that makes them feel accepted and part of this group. But picking on somebody else, not sure if you learned this in high school, doesn't make you any cooler, doesn't make you any better than anybody else. In fact, what it does is the opposite. It makes you seem pathetic. It makes you seem insecure. And I care for you in the sense of, like, if you're experiencing something terrible in your life, but I am not going to extend the same courtesy to you when you are harassing and attacking people who are just trying to live their life. Again, Gay people, trans people do not want to be thrust into the spotlight. And then people will say, but why they put themselves out there? Why not just then live their lives? Well, because we can't live our lives without someone denying us equal rights, right? Wanting to take it away. Republicans have recently kind of indicated that they want to reverse gay marriage. And I think it is going to happen, to tell you the truth, in the next 4 years under Trump. You've seen already with the executive orders that Trump has done, and I plan to hopefully review them because I've read them myself. I haven't read every single one, but the ones I was like, I think 12 I looked at. There's clear indication that they are going after minorities and trans people. Like when you're attacking DE and I, yeah, that is a problem. So again, I think that we need to pay attention to what is going on, and we need to express empathy. It's only a matter of time, to be honest. This person is in a disillusion that there's nothing going to happen with gay rights. And I think even if they do, they expressed in their comments that they've never experienced discrimination. That's great. And there's even Hispanic and other minorities that have that same experience in this Latino community. They go, I've never experienced that. So nobody has. Just because you've never experienced it doesn't mean that other people have not been discriminated against. When I went to Florida, we stopped at a Ponderosa. Not very fancy. Ponderosa's not fancy. I miss it. We don't have it in upstate New York. But we asked where the trays were because we didn't see them. We were like, where are the heck are the trays? Apparently they're on the floor in a cabinet, right? The cashier said to us, there's the trays, there's the forks, there's the knives, and over there, pointing at the food, right, is mucho, mucho dinero. And my whole family looked at each other and we were like, welcome to Florida. Now, that's not just to label everybody in Florida. That was our initial reaction. We laughed it off. But looking back, it was very hurtful for my mom. She complained to the waitress about our experience, who was also Hispanic as well. The woman had acknowledged, like, yep, she's dealt with this. It was accepted at that time just to be hateful, a bigot, and racist. And we had other great experiences with other people in Florida. We had this person who was working at Disney, who was Brazilian, a very attractive guy. I'm gay. So I was like, oh my God, he's talking to me. And he said, like, oh, you're sure it says this? Very nice guy. And other people in Disney were very nice. It felt like a magical experience, despite we had experienced in the outside of the Disney property, right? So for me, I'm not oblivious to the fact that even gay people, even people who are minorities, can be hateful and also hate on their own community. Now, a lot of gay people, not all, do not like being grouped with trans people. I was like, I give 2 Fs. You know what? If you look at the Stonewall, right, there was trans peoples such as, I think it was Martha P. Washington and Sylvia Rivera, who were trans, who were fighting for rights and gay rights and trans rights. And it's so sad that we don't recognize that. We are at a crossroads where we potentially could regress and give up a lot of our rights or have them taken away from us. You know, a lot of people thought that when gay marriage was legalized, like they looked around and like, what next? What do I do? The fight was not over because it was going to be about continuing the fight for acceptance. Also, educating others that we were not the headlines that they heard, that we're not pedophiles. And it hurts me to be categorized in that capacity. And I have personally experienced hatred towards me because I'm gay. I've been called FAG. I have been attempted to be run over because I was gay. I was in fear for my life because I know if I spoke back when someone called me an FAG with my ex-boyfriend, that we were going to be attacked, and we took it out of fear. So I'm happy that this person had not experienced hate, had not experienced that. But just because you have not personally experienced it doesn't mean that you get to decide and tell other people how they live their life, and what they have experienced is not real. So that's what I wanted to say in this topic of the trans attack that is happening in this country. And keep in mind that trans people being attacked is only the beginning of what they want to do to other groups. We already see that they're attacking immigrants. And as much as they want to say they're not going to touch the Constitution, it's sacred. Yeah, F you, because it's not, you don't believe that. Because now you're talking about making amendments to one of the amendments, making revisions. That's what I want to say. You're talking about making revisions to one of the amendments so Trump can run for a third term. So if this is a sacred thing and you go, oh, no one touch it. Well, now you touched it. Why don't we just touch this Second Amendment that you love so much and actually make some provisions where crazy people can't have access to guns? And maybe there's certain guns that shouldn't be allowed, because you preach about caring about children. You preach about caring about the life and being pro-life. But when it comes to a child getting gunned down, going through a shooting, a mass shooting, you do nothing. Nothing. When you see trans individuals who are fellow human beings and gay people being attacked and harassed, you do nothing. When you see immigrants being villainized, even though we're taking advantage of them, we're having them work for these farmers and these other companies at cheap labor because we want cheaper prices, right? And yet we're pro-life. When you see women dying because they cannot have access to abortion care, and yet you are pro-life. When these kids are in the system and you complain about the cost, and you do nothing to promote programs that help these children, and you complain about loan forgiveness, you complain about children being able to have access to health insurance and people having access to health insurance, but yet you're pro-life and you're caring and you have Christian values. Give me a fucking break, okay? Because that is not empathy. You can say it as much as you want, and I refuse to be gaslit, to be honest. We need policies that actually do something to help the American people. And believe me, I am not going to say that Democrats are perfect. Why am I a registered Democrat? Because I believe that there's changes that can happen in the Democratic Party that can be positive. We have a long way to go. I'm hoping that we can point out in plain sight the billionaires that, yes, have supported Democrats and are now bold-faced in supporting Trump, and they are not the people who are going to benefit the American people. We need free health insurance in this country. We need to reform Social Security, and it's not what you think. We need anyone who makes above $400,000 to contribute that amount past $400,000 without a cap towards Social Security. Because the way it happens is that Social Security, everyone who is making $400,000 or less, anyone who that amount of money, that money is contributing in tax towards Social Security. If any amount that you make past $400,000 is not being taxed and contributing towards towards Social Security. So if you take a look at this, the wealth gap, 1% of the country controls above 90%, I believe now, of the wealth in this country. And you have Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jeff Bezos projected to be, in the next 10 years, trillionaires. Why do they need that much money? And yet, here we are, attacking people who make up 1% of the population, who only want to live their lives and pursue happiness, which is in the Constitution. So you can say that you're for the Constitution, but I know you're not. do not even try to have a debate with me in regards to this when you're attacking trans people. So that's what I have to say here. I'm tired of sitting back and just being quiet. I'm tired of being nice, and I'm tired of them trying to placate and go, this. No. In this situation, attacking people is wrong. Sorry. That end of story. So let me know what you think. Like, subscribe. Sorry to be pissed off, but it just has to stop.